Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the second half of the broadcast. We just wrapped up with MATCHLIST versus Shopify, and now we're live with Team Falcons versus Team Liquid. Also, a big shout out to Ryu. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Ryu for the massive raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Buenas noches. Anda mi meat, papi, anda mi meat. Buenas noches. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream, and welcome one and all to the Crank Gather Season 2 Playoffs Day number 1. Welcome here to a team league match. Welcome to a 6-team invitational tournament. We've been working through all the matches. Of course, we already wrapped up with day 1 with the preliminary stage, with the group stage, and now we're here with day 1 of the playoffs. And let's catch up on our lineups here for our next best of 9. You heard me right, best of 9, papi. Ay. With the best of 9, first to 5. First to 5 will claim the win here, and we have our initial lineups. We do have a Rogue. Rogue is going to be going up against Mana on Tourmaline. We then have Solar versus Clem on Ruby Rook. We have Bunny and Rogue as the duo going up against Mana and Clem over on Gem Garden, and we have Bunny versus Cure on Mothership. As we mentioned before, this is the entire lineup of Team Falcons. Nikita, aka Skillus, is missing from Team Liquid's lineup, so Skillus is not quite here. He might be fielded later on in the broadcast, in the match, in the series, or he might not be available here for tonight's match. It is possible. Likewise, it's first to 5. You can see here that only the first 4 matches have been revealed. After these 4 matches conclude, then both teams will be able to reveal their next lineups, as we basically have a reset. We have a reset, then you can refield players once again with the next setup, the next lineup of 4. We'll get there. First things first though, Rogue and Mana. Rogue and Mana, they're going to be facing off in the initial best of. Let's go, as we load into Tourmaline. Coming into this, I will say that I think I lean a little bit more towards Team Falcons. I think that Team Falcons are slightly favored. Team Liquid, they have the best Terran in the world. Of course, they have Clem to kind of lead the charge and to be the ace player, but can the rest of Team Liquid rally around Clem? With 12 link. Let's go. It's gonna be a short one. Spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Team Falcons going for the 12 pool. It is Rogue. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Team Liquid. It is Mana. All right, well, we have the 12 pool upon us here. We should be seeing our Lings amassing momentarily. We do have the pylon block here on the lower ground. This is going to be a gateway first out of Mana, and Mana hopefully goes into the main. Oh no, he's distracted. Mana, he's distracted, trying to block the expansion. Little does Mana know that there's a spawning pool, that there is no plan on the expansion. Not here, not yet. Drone is moving out across the map for the proxy, for a proxy hatchery. Oh boy. So the drone does move out. Mana scouts. He now realizes what's been going on. He sees the timing of the pool, and Ling production has begun. We have 6 Lings on the way. The drone is moving in for the hatchery, for the block. Second gateway for Mana. Oh no! Ooh, does the wall. Yeah, it does look to wall off here, and the hatchery is going to be thrown down, and not a part of the wall is going to be denied even. Yeah, the hatchery is going to be zoned away. Oh. Ooh. And gets thrown down a little bit further back. Interesting placement here. Very interesting. There's still a little gap here that the Zealot can wedge itself in between. Lings are rallying across the map. We're flooding more Lings from across the map as well. So more Lings in production. And the first Zealot should pop out. And again, it was a 2-gate response. 2-gate response. Second gateway is almost done. Let's go. And yeah, there's a second hole here on the left-hand side. Lings, they do slip it. Oh no! Oh, okay, they don't get this around. They do rush past. Heading into the main. They do head into said main base. Zell's trying to keep up. We have more Lings flooding. The second pair of adepts are on the way. Lings are going for the pylon. I believe that will depower one of the gateways. Oh! Yeah, they turn here to fight on the Zealots. They turn on the Zealot, and they should shut it down. They get a full surround. Zealot's going to fall. Probes as well. Nice catch here by Rogue, but the Adepts are almost done. They're almost out. Yeah, Adepts are almost out here. First Adept has arrived. Rogue, he does expand back at home. Oh. Adept does commit. Yeah, it does commit to the shade. Pylons are getting low. Jesus. Almost surrounds. Boys are being pulled, and Mana should defend. Yeah, Mana, he will clean this up. He cleans up all the lings. The lings, they get shut down. But the pylons are still under threat. The first pylon is going to finally fall. D-Power's one. D-Power's one gateway. There's one gateway left powered. Queen is on the way. More lings are flooding. This is getting out of hand. Yeah, this is getting out of hand. Adept does get caught. Oof, down goes one. Pylon's under fire. That's the only pylon left. D-Power's everything. D-Power's everything. We have one Adept. We have one Stalker. Decent kiting gear out of Mana. The shield battery in the main base. He will save the Adept at least, but he will lose everything on the lower ground. Ay, ay, ay. And Rogue, he never droned, by the way. He's still rallying. He's still rallying everything across the map. Rogue is completely all in. The creep is spreading into the main. It took a while, but this is slowly getting out of hand. There's that recall. Saving the Stalker. No, didn't save it. Didn't save the Stalker. Stalker went down. Lings are getting caught here on the A move, which is a little bit unfortunate. So some wasted DPS here on the low ground. We need the Lings. There we go. Yeah, so a bit of miscontrol by Rogue. He will lose the Queen. Queen does go down. So again, we had some miscontrol. Likewise, shield barriers are complete. Mana, he can win this fight. Yeah, he can and he will. You gotta respect the probes. As Mana, he's holding on. He's holding on to his one base. Shield barrier's under fire. Queen moves in. Battery goes down. There's the energy overcharge. Saving the Adept. Boys are being pulled, but the shield barrier runs out. Surrounds the Adept. GG gets called. Mana is broken, and Rogue will win the first game. GG. Whew. GG, well played. With that Rogue, he will take a lead in this series. Again, unfortunately, it was a late scout from Mana. If you remember, Mana, he had a late scout as to what was going on. It took him a little bit longer to realize how committed this was. We also had a bit of a shaky response out of Rogue, as Mana, he was delaying the hatchery initially. It was very nice. He was delaying the hatchery. Eventually, it got up. We did see the 2-gate response out of Mana. Unfortunately, he was unable to save his low ground. He was unable to save his pylons. Eventually, Rogue broke through. He committed very hard, of course. After a certain moment, I think I assumed that, okay, we're going to start droning. Mana had held. He initially did hold, but we just kept rallying. We just kept rallying more and more Lings across the map. Eventually depowered the gateways and eventually broke Mana. GG. Whew. GG, well played. With that, Team Falcons. Team Falcons, they take a lead in the series, and we'll see if they can continue that lead. We'll see if Team Liquid can bounce back. As up next, Solar versus Clem. Let's go. And again, Clem, he's the ace player of Team Liquid. Likewise, he's the best Terran in the world, so if there's anyone to bring it back, it would be Clem. And here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we do have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the French Terran player. We have the blue Terran for Team Liquid. It is Clem. Here we go. Ooh, now, as a reminder, these are still best of ones, right? These are best of ones. So even though I would say that Clem is favored, Solar can take games. He can take games. He can even take a series on a good day as well. But Solar, I'm curious to see if he has something cheeky up his sleeve. Welcome to Ruby Rock. Ruby Rock, we spoke about this previously, is a very aggressive map. It does favor 3-base all-ins and 3-base play. The last series we saw on this map was between Bjorn and Raynor, where Bjorn, he went for a very committed 4-base push. He committed very hard. His goal was to end the game. He did not get a Ghost Academy. He did not tech up into Marauders. It was purely Marine Widowmine, and he failed to break Raynor. Raynor barely held on. He held on. He survived, and he was able to snowball out of control and take that game. We'll see if Clem does something similar. We'll see if Clem goes for an 8-Rax. That's what I'm looking for. So we shall see. And again, as a reminder, the rush distance by ground on this map is very short. Very short rush distance by ground. We're like a screen and a bit apart from each other. From third to third, the rush distance by ground is also very direct as well. And we'll see who decides to be aggressive, whether it's Clem with something like an 8-Rax with heavy bio play, or with Solar going into Roaches, which will also be an option. We shall see. So a game where Clem lost to Solar today. It was on the newest patch. Solar has strats against Clem. I mean, Solar, he's a very solid preparation-based player, bearing in mind that the players, they had time to prepare against each other. They did have time. That's the best thing about this kind of like Pro League format, is you have time to prepare against your player. You have time to prepare on the map as well. And yeah, we've seen like Solar beat Clem plenty of times. I should say we've seen Solar take maps over Clem plenty of times. Solar, of course, he recently did defeat Maru as well. That was in the previous day of this tournament. Solar did defeat Maru. So far the third base is delayed. Nice pick up here by Clem. He delays the third. Solar does sneak by. Does claim the expansion, just barely. And Clem is going for a third CC before Starport. Okay, so economic build here out of Clem, and Solar likewise settling into a standard early game. We'll keep an eye on the gas income. That's going to be the big tell. Whether he pull into gas early on, that could be indicative of early Roach play. Otherwise, we could just settle into Ling Bane, and if we go for an earlier lair, we could see Spire play as well. We'll keep an eye on Solar. From Clem, everything's normal, everything looks standard. Clem is willing to be hyper aggressive, but we're not seeing that here. We have our Banshee Hellion amassing here for Clem. Again, so far just a standard game state. It does pick up one tumor. Likewise, Clem is also very opportunistic when it comes to diving into mineral lines. He does not get the larva. Barely not. As Solar does go Eva Chamber first. Okay. So early Eva Chamber leads into early +1 carapace. This is ideal against Spire heavy play. Did scout the third CC. But it almost looks like Solar's getting ready for like a 3CC 2-on-1, which isn't what's coming out. So this looks like a little bit of a misread. Hopefully Solar gets spores soon. There we go. Spores are on the way. Getting a safety spores, getting ready for the Banshees. She does attempt to force a cancel. Queens to respond. That's a lot of damage on the fourth base. Up. Oh my god. Yeah, getting very low. What, 3 more volleys? Oh, he can get it. Does force a cancellation. Brutal pickup. This will make the defense here even more difficult here for Solar. So late fourth base, late larva. Then behind this, throwing down extra racks, is getting into a 5-rack setup. And this fourth base is going to be the target as more damage is being dealt. The one Banshee. Helly's 8 having the queens, no detection. One queen does get picked up. Ay, ay, ay. Gets one, gets 2 queens. Not like this. Oh, god. Heather's getting out of hand. They're going for a third queen. Thankfully, there are some transfuses. But another queen goes down. And we mentioned it before, but this is all just to weaken the fourth. It's all just weakening the fourth base. It's going to weaken the defense for the main push. Catching up more drones, and it's getting out of hand. 4 drone kills, 3 queens. And we're building up towards that timing. Solar, he attempts to go for the run by. Clem is in position back at home. We have Stim, +1. It's all on the way. And Clem should soon push. Should soon move out. It's going to be a difficult hold here for Solar. As we should be lighting this up with the upgrades. Here comes the move out. 1-1 should finish in time by the time the army gets across the map. And because of all the damage that's been dealt, Solar, he shouldn't be able to defend. Like, I'll be honest. It's just been a really rocky start here for Solar. We'll see. All right, what do we have to defend? So we have, I believe, no Banelings. Yeah. So it's purely Link Queen. Pure Link Queen to defend, and no Banelings. Second tank has arrived. Hydra production has begun. Okay. With those Hydras, Solar, he can defend, but oh god, the base is under fire. Solar collapses in, diving on top of the tanks. Hellbats are in position, they protect the tank. One tank goes down. Lings, they get shut down so hard there. And the base will fall. Yeah, the fourth base is forfeit. Starter steps in, picks off the drones. And again, the early game damage led into this kind of game state. Led into this fourth base dying. So the fourth base goes down for the second time. And the dominoes are falling. Like, the dominoes have been falling one after the other ever since we saw the first cancellation on the 4th. We do have some Hydras. We have a decent Hydra count. Marines, they can just stim. Yeah, they can just stim. They can win. They can stim in. They dive into the army. GG gets called. And Clem ties up the series 1-1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. A very clean game here by Clem. Again, it all began with the first cancellation. Like, as soon as we saw that, it's like, we're gonna lose this base. Like, it's not gonna finish, it's not gonna get up. We saw the cancellation. We saw not just that, but 3 queens went down and 6 drones due to the Banshee harass. Brutal damage, and that was a setup. That was a setup for the 4th base to go down to the first push. For the first move out, for the first push to break the 4th, that is game then and there. We saw Solar attempt to defend, attempt to hold on, but he just did not have enough. Winding it back, this is also a little bit on Solar. Solar, he chose to skip Banelings, right? He went Ling Hydra. He decided to go into early +1 carapace into Ling Hydra, a very greedy style, especially on Ruby Rock. We mentioned this previously, but Ruby Rock is a map that does favor aggression. These pushes, these attacks are favored on Ruby Rock. It is more difficult to defend, more difficult to hold on to your own 3 and 4 base setup. GG. GG, well played. With that, we have a back and forth. We have a back and forth here. We have a series, and we are now going to be getting ready for game number 3 to determine who will take a lead in this Team League match. Up next, we have our 2v2. We have Bunny and Rogue joining forces, coming together up against Clem and Mana. Let's go. Let us go. So we set up the title, we step into our 2v2, and spawning in the top left hand corner of Gem Garden, we have our blue duo. We have the blue Protoss from Land of Poland, and Mana, we have the French Terran and Clem. We have Team Liquid. So I guess it should be this one. There we go. And spawning in the right hand corner, we have their opponents. We have the red and orange duo. We have the South Korean Terran and Bunny. We have the South Korean Zerg and Rogue. We have Team Falcons. Let's go. Let us go. Now, stepping into this, if you're unfamiliar, Clem is one of the best 2v2 players in the world. Straight up. He's one of the best players. When it comes to 2v2, when it comes to duos, the best duo is Max, Pax, and Spirits. They're the best 2v2 players themselves, but they're not a part of this league. And who is comparable to Max, Pax, and Spirits? Well, Clem and Trigger. Clem and Trigger, they are the second best duo in the world. Unfortunately, though, because of how this Team League works, Trigger's on Basilisk, Clem is on Team Liquid. They cannot play together. They cannot play together. So instead, we have Mana as the Trigger replacement. He is a Trigger replacement here. And I'll be honest, I have not seen Clem and Mana play together before. So Clem is very well versed in 2v2, Mana less so. So we'll see if Mana can acclimate, and we'll see if Clem can kind of direct Mana in like a right direction. Meanwhile, on the other side, both Rogue and Bunny are also very inexperienced. Their only experiences in 2v2 have been this tournament so far, so they haven't really played too much of 2v2, and they're kind of feeling the way into it. They've been having some success, Jesus, as Rogue is being hyper greedy, going a hatch, pull, hatch, gasless opener. Very, very greedy here from Rogue. We'll see if we can get away with it. We'll see if he can get away with it. Meanwhile, we have Bunny going for a standard double gas opener, double gas faster factory, delayed CC out of Bunny. On the other side, we have Clem going for a standard economic opener, ranks expand, likewise gate expand out of Mana. So Mana and Clem going for standard economic openers. We have Rogue being hyper greedy. We have Bunny being very safe. So we have an interesting kind of approach here between all of our players. I do favor Mana and Clem's position here, unless they're not able to punish Rogue. So Stargate open out of Mana, opening up Oracle. And again, we'll see if Bunny and Rogue can get away with this start. As we're currently tied up 1-1. So just fixing up the in-game score. Gas is now being taken here for a Rogue. Typically when you open up gases like this leads into Roach heavy play, as you would skip link speed and just skip link production. We'll see if that's going to be the case. As the gases are still on the way. Overlord scout into the main. So you have the MVP Banshees. Yeah, they were the MVP Banshees. Solar, Greaser, Soul, and Rainer, the Banelings without speed, are waste when playing versus Clem. If you're referring to the defense at the 4th base, that is not applicable, as Baneling's speed would have been done if he did decide to open up Ling Bane. So that statement doesn't really apply to defending the 4th base in that previous game. As Rainer did open Baneling speed against Bjorn, if you recall. He went Baneliness first. Baneliness into Lair into delayed upgrades. Just as a heads up. As we have a Clem poking in. So far, Bunny is going to be able to zone away. Getting his 3rd TC up and running, and so far we're just like, Jesus, we're being so greedy. Wait, has Rogue made any units? Rogue has made 0 army units, by the way. He has made purely drones. 0 Lings, 0 Roaches, 0 anything, just pure droning up, taking every gas geyser as well. You cannot get greedier than this. Now it makes sense how, because of how greedy he's been, he's rushing into mutas. And he droned up to 3 bases as quickly as possible. Now getting a 4th, and again, he made 0 units, or 0 army units, except for Queens. He's relying heavily on Bunny to protect him, and so far he has. Bunny has been protecting, but do we get away with this? Bunny going to mech behind this as well, so we have mech and muta play out of Team Falcons. Meanwhile, Team Liquid moving out, and Rogue is still droning. He's still making 13 drones, by the way. No shot. This feels very illegal, and no, we're backing off. Team Liquid, they're just denying overlords. Yeah, they pull in, they back off. Again, they don't know how greedy Rogue has been. They need to apply some kind of pressure here. Overlords are falling. Queens, they respond. And it's going to be up to Bunny. As these Queens, they will go down. Bunny, he has to rotate. And I don't know if Bunny has enough here. Yeah, Rogue, he evacuates. Rogue, he has nothing to defend. Rogue pulls away, and Team Liquid, they don't keep applying pressure, they back off. And it's understandable, right? Like, they're like, like Ling should be coming, Roaches should be coming, like we can poke in, we can pull away. They don't realize how much damage they could be doing right now. And here comes the muta play. Spire is complete. Rogue, he drone up to 77 very quickly, basically droning up to 80. And I have to be favoring Team Falcons here, as they've gotten away with their early game. We had much more standard setup here by Clem and Mana. They're getting into their own 3rd bases. Now, what I will say is that Rogue, he got away with this, and Rogue is going to get into mass muta. Bunny is much slower to really evolve and to really get into this game because of all the mech, right? Like the production is slowly getting up and running, the upgrades are slowly in there as well. Bunny doesn't really have much to work with, so Bunny is heavily reliant on Rogue right now to harass, to deal, and to gain map control to allow Bunny to also build up into mech. So Bunny, he's going to take a lot longer here to really get into this game. Like, there is a window in time where both Clem and Mana can break out. Let's take on the mutas. How many mutas do we have? 13! 13 mutas, let's go! Soon to be 19. 19 mutas on the way. We do have some defenses here. Did we scout? Yeah, okay, the spy was scouted, thankfully. So they know. We have Mass Phoenix in production. Turrets are finishing up as well. We have 4 Phoenixes so far. And thankfully, Mana and Clem, they're for the most part prepared for this. Yeah, they are prepared. They zone away the mutas. Now remember, these mutas, ideally they get damaged, but likewise, I think it's okay if they just buy time, if they just distract, right? If they can contain the blue team, Team Liquid, back at home, then Bunny can max out with mech. So again, Bunny, it's taking him longer, but he's slowly building up his mech composition. It's all about Rogue buying time. I mean, ideally he gets damage with this, but Bunny, he'll settle for just buying time for mech. Bathing run by is being set up. Mutas are going to move in. Oh. Do trade. 2 for 1. 3 for 1. Better trade for Mana. Banelings, they do what? Wait, no, Mana, he was late to react and he'll lose most of the mineral light. Aye. The slow Banelings get in. They do shut down Mana. Not like this. Speaking of Mana, he will be almost losing an expansion as well. Thankfully, Phoenixes are ready. Lings are breaking down those rocks. Double A rocks are going down. Clem's main army is focused towards the south side. And now Lings, they can flood in. They can flood in, they can just go for the Nexus. We can lift 1 Ling at a time. Let's go. But there's a cancellation. Takes down a Cyclone as well, forcing friendly fire. And you can see this is all Rogue. Like this is purely Rogue this entire time. Sniping a base, getting into a mineral line, distracting Clem, poking in towards the south side as well. And Bunny's been building up this entire time. He's building up his mech. Okay, Clem is maxed. Clem is pushing. Clem likewise has been building up his own biotank army. Lings, they're going to run by. Clem, he's being active, he's pushing. Things are being cleaned up. And Bunny, they're not quite in position. You can see Bunny, he's here in between the bases. He sees. Yeah, he does see the Phoenixes at least. Now Clem, he has a much more mobile composition, and Bunny, you can see he's rotating over towards the top side. Clem does strike the center. Oh, still looking for a way in. Tank shots going off. Marines, they do slip in towards that pocket base. Bunny's trying to keep up. Oof. Yeah, brutal tank volleys. Brutal tank shots. Mutas they can clean up as well. Nice catch on the Phoenixes, getting 1, 2, 2 Phoenixes. Rogue goes for another run by. Oh, the Templar doesn't go for it. Yeah, Lings, they flood in towards the main. Another run by here towards the south side. Rogue doing an amazing job here, just harassing. And again, Bunny, for the most part, has been defending well. For the most part. Ooh, so that's a kill. Yeah, kill on the Nexus. As they slip in with their bases, they catch out some Marines. And as we bleed out mutas, what is Rogue replacing this with? Ultras. He's making 6 ultras at a time. We're happy to throw away these mutas at this point. The ultras are coming. Let's get into another base. Clemmy's had enough. You can see like Clemmy's like, I just want to push, Pappy. I just want to attack. But now Bunny's ready for him. Ooh, Bunny does siege first. Oof. Entire missiles going up. Tank shots as well. Nice lift hit with the Phoenixes. Bunny's on his own. Yeah, 1v2. Ah, but that's a lot of tanks. And here come the ultras. They're a little bit slow, but the ultras are waddling in. They're getting choked up by the tanks. Ultra speed is not done, but they're waddling. Yeah, they break through the tank line. Tanks are going down. Sky Toss has been amassing. Okay. Smana, he has a Sky Toss. The ultras, they will eventually fall. Eventually. Jesus. Yes, they're pushing into the bases. Pushing into the Marines. SimCity here is making this a little bit awkward here for the ultras. And behind this, Mass Corruptor. Right, thankfully, because of the Spire, because of the Muta opener, like they were already Corruptors. Ooh, the Planetary goes down. Ay, ay, ay. And Team Falcons, they're snowballing out of control. Like, they've done it. And again, just really nice teamwork out of both Bunny and Rogue. They played their roles well. Like, again, remember, early on, how did we play this out? Rogue was hyper greedy, droning up to 77. It was a little bit on Team Liquid, on both Mana and Clem. They didn't realize how greedy he was. So Rogue got away with it. Bunny did a great job at defending early on by himself, essentially, protecting Rogue. Then it was on Rogue to mass harass with the mutas, with the Lings. And you can see the harassment continues while Bunny has just massed up this death ball of an army. And it was Clem and Mana that were just stuck in the defensive, right? The entire game basically just stuck on the defensive, stuck trying to keep up. And sure, Mana, he has Sky Toss, true. He has carriers, but that's what the Corruptors are for. Sling run bys continue. Oh, High Templar goes down. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, brutal pickup. As Lings, they take down another expansion. Another Nexus goes down. Here comes Bunny. He's like, you know what? Maybe I should push. Maybe I should do something. Yeah. Throwing down a wall of turrets. Bunny's moving in. Oh god. He's meching it up. Base is going to be going down. Corruptors, they dive on the carriers, going for the mass power bomb. Storms are decent. Yeah, storms are decent, but carriers are falling. As it's going to be 3-4 carriers going down. Vikings, they come in to support. Carriers, they barely do survive. Oof, never mind. Then GG. Yeah, GG gets called. Bunny, he overwhelms on the ground, and Bunny and Rogue, Team Falcons, they take a lead. GG. Whew, GG, well played. They will take a lead in the series. Again, I would say really nice kind of like plan, really nice kind of teamwork, I would say, from both Bunny and Rogue. They had their role, right? They had their role. They kind of had a plan coming into the 2v2. They kind of knew kind of how they wanted to approach things. They got away with a lot of greed. Rogue specifically got away with a lot of greed there, and was able to snowball out control coming into the mid game as a result. And with that, now the pressure is on Team Liquid. Can we bounce back? Can we recover? As up next, we have the TVT. We're back into the 1v1s here. It's going to be who? It's going to be Bunny versus Cure up next. Again, Cure, he's been lying in wait this entire time. Now it's time for Cure to pop out. Now, what I will say is that Cure, he's been very inactive post EWC. Unlike some of these other Terrans like Bjorn, like Clem, Cure, he has been less active when it comes to online tournaments and open cups. I will say that Cure, he made his return, I want to say 2 weeks ago. Like around 2 weeks ago is when Cure started playing again. He started playing again, started competing again, and Cure has been shaking off that rust. As a result, coming into this, I would say that it's going to be quite close here. Our blue Terran, I would say, is favored. He has some of the best TVT in the world, but especially because he did take a break post EWC, we'll see. We'll see how they compare. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Mothership, we do have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran for Team Liquid. It is Cure. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Terran player representing Team Falcons. It is Bunny. Here we go. So we are settling in. And again, Curie has some of the best TVT in the world, so despite even being a little bit rusty, he should still be coming in as the favorite player. For now, Double Gas opener out of Cure, Bunny opening up economically, Racks expand. Now, I do favor Bunny early on here just because welcome to Mothership. Mothership is a very large map in the map pool, long rush distance by ground, of course 3-player spawn map as well. I do like the idea of being greedy on Mothership. I don't know how much experience Cure has with these TLMC 21 maps. He did play in Wardy's TLMC tournament, that is true, but I don't know how much experience he has on Mothership specifically. As Bunny is looking for Cure, and Cure has not gone for a scout. So no scout yet. The Falcon drank the liquid. Ah, let's go. Since has Clem played in the 1v1? Yes. As was stated in the chat, yes, Clem versus Solar was earlier in the series. This is Cure's first foray in tonight's broadcast. It was all about Mana and Clem earlier, but now Cure stepping in. As Reaper does poke in, does scout, does confirm Bunny's location. So they're now aware of each other. Cure now going for a much later expansion. But again, Cure's tech is faster, so he's got his faster factory. Can lead into his own starport. So we are building up. Now, because this map is so large, I'll be honest, this can go the distance. Bunny and Cure, we could go all the way here, depending on how passive or how defensive we are. As we have seen already quite a number of longer games on Mothership. As your Hellion dives into the main base, so far the first Marine does go down, the Hellion does pull out just in time to defend, and with that Bunny does hold. Bunny, he does hold on. Was definitely vulnerable for a moment there. As Curious looking for more damage. Making his way into the main. Does head towards the mineral line. Bunny does pull away in time. One SCV goes down. Get the one. Again, from here, we're kind of slowing things down. A lot of this will come down to applying pressure when we take the third. So we'll keep an eye on the third base timings. And we'll see when we opt to expand. Here we go. Third base is on the way. So faster third base from Bunny. So Bunny's just been much more economic this entire game. Faster natural, faster third base. Bunny has been able to enjoy a slightly better economy as a result. Meanwhile, Cure, he's building up his tank, and Banshee production should be going for an earlier push. And the goal here should be to deny the third base. So Cure, he will have the tank lead. Actually, I feel like it should be like this. There we go. So Curie does have the slight tank lead. I believe he also has the Raven lead as well. We're equivalent. Okay, so equivalent in Ravens. Up in tanks. Bunny, he may have played mech in the 2v2, but here he's getting into bio. Throwing down more Maxes. And here comes Kier's move out. And as you mentioned, the goal here should be to deny the third base. There is a position that you can set up here on the low ground to try to siege up in towards the natural. We'll see. As Kier is expanding on location. Getting towards own Vikings as well. Bunny, he does not scout the move outs. And we'll see who catches who. A lot of this will come down to the Ravens, will come down to the disables, to the auto turrets. Curious sort of just rallying across. And there's just a massive area here in between the bases. He's moving in, he's going for it. Here come the disables, he gets one, he gets two. Bird tanks get called out, Marines are pushing in, there's a first auto turret. And Curious trying to get on top of those tanks, it looks like he will. There we go, he takes down one. Boys are being pulled. And this is just brutal damage here. We'll lose the entire mineral line. Curious has done it. He breaks through, takes down both tanks, now getting on top of the third, and there's nothing left for Bunny. As you mentioned, once we get our third bases, that's when we typically have aggression. And Cure, he had the higher tank count. GG gets called. Cure, he ties up the series 2-2. We have a back and forth. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, Cure, he had the tank lead, he had the army advantage. Likewise, it was able to make use of that large area in between the third and natural. Bunny was spread thin. GG. GG, well played. In one fell swoop, Cure does claim it. And now we can reveal the rest of the lineup. Let's go. Let us go. Let's head on over here to the lineups, to the bracket. Okay, so as you can see here, we are currently tied up 2-2. You know, we've had a back and forth here. Rogue took down Mana, Clem took down Solar. We had Team Falcons win the 2v2, and we just had Cure take down Bunny in the TVT. And with that, we now have a bit of a reset, and now it's time to field our next lineup of players. Here we go. Bam! We have the next half of this series. Ooh, okay. So we have Dream and Scars up first. Cure, he's going to stick around. He's going to stick around. We have Cure versus Rogue in a 1v1 TVZ. We have, once again, the same pairing. I was curious to see if they were going to mix it up, but Bunny and Rogue are going to have a rematch against Clem and Mana in the 2v2. Clem, I mean, double Terran is not ideal, to be honest. Like, you don't want to double up on double Terran or double Zerg or double Protoss. Ideally, if you can avoid it, it's better to do so. But I will say that, again, Clem, he's much more experienced in 2v2 than Cure, so it's going to be Clem and Mana. I would say that Clem and Skillus would probably be a better duo, but if you remember, I said this in the beginning, we didn't see Skillus in the initial lineup, so it looks like he isn't here, right? It looks like Skillus is unavailable, so Skillus, he will not be a part of this. Mana's going to have to step in and fill those shoes, so best of luck, as Clem and Mana will have that rematch. Then we have Bunny versus Clem, ooh, in a TVP, of course, as Clem, he does not play TVT, he does not play Terran versus Terran. I'm going to be favoring Clem there. And then we have Solar versus Mana on 10,000 feet. Oh boy. And then we have the Old Republic for the potential ace match. For that potential ace match. But otherwise, here we go. And again, as a reminder, first to 5, right? First to 5 will claim the win. We got a ways to go. As up next, I'll be honest, this can go either way. I'm really curious to see how this goes. I think I'm going to be leaning towards Cure. I do lean towards Cure here in this next matchup. But up next, we do have Rogue and Cure facing off on Dreams and Scars. Let's go. So just setting up the casting tool. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Dreams and Scars, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Rogue. Here we go. Whew. And again, once again, we have the, I believe this is the dream spawn. For those that are curious, you can spawn either horizontally or diagonally. I guess vertically, question mark. So you have different spawn locations. You have the dream spawn, you have the scar spawn. Personally, I feel like I think the scar spawn is better, but regardless. Okay. Just setting up the lineups. As we have Rogue going for his own opener, hatch gas pool. Meanwhile, a shout out to Yoko in the chat. Yoko3610. Gah! I'm sorry, 3601. Gah! Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime for 3 months. For 3 months. Thank you. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the content, the casting, and the StarCraft. Thank you. As we have Cure going for an economic opener, does go for the pocket base immediately. So it does go for the racks expand. Economic starts. Likewise, standard open out of Rogue going for the forward base. Thanks for the cast. You're welcome. You're welcome. We do what we can. Do what we can. Always. Gonna bet 5-14 Falcons. I mean, I'll be honest. Like, I feel like there are certain matchups that are. There are some of them that are a little bit more one-sided, right? Like Clem is favored in his series, Sol is favored in his series. But I would say that between Rogue and Cure, this can be a spicy one. Same with the 2v2 as well, right? There are some of these matchups that are a little bit more unpredictable. At least a little bit more. As Cure is going for his third CC. Third CC before Starport. Economic start at the Cure. And we'll see how Rogue does open up. Does he go Lair first, Bailey Nest first, or Evo Chamber first? He has a late third. Wait, what? Sorry, my apologies. I'm getting ahead of myself. Where's the third expansion? Rogue did go for the forward base. That means it's going to be difficult to scout. And Rogue, he stays in gas. Yeah, he stays in gas. This looks like a Roach all in. Yeah, Rogue is being cheeky. Now, okay, a couple of things here. Because of the layout of this map, because there's a pocket base, I mean, Cure can't see. Cure, he doesn't know that there's no expansion. Everything looks normal for the most part, except for the fact that, again, Rogue has been mining gas. So, fast lair. That is a 3:30 lair timing or 3:20 lair timing. Second gas is on the way. In my mind, this should be a Roach rush on 2 bases. Technically, this could be 2-base Muta. I don't like the idea of 2-base Muta in ZVT. Like, it is so risky to get away with. We'll see if extra gases are going to be taken. If it's going to be 2-base Roach, we should be seeing a Roach Warren now. Otherwise, 2-base Muta, which can be punished quite hard. Behind this, it is 3CC 211. So Fast Stim is on the way. This leads into a 5-minute drop. Reaper into the main base, scouts the lair, scouts the gases. Cure, he knows. Cure, he scouts, he confirms. Rogue, he failed to deny the scouts, going for a very late third base. Gases are being taken. Show us the Spire. Show us the Mutas. There it is. 2-base Muta here. Hyper greed out of Rogue. The problem, as we mentioned, is that Rogue is going for a 2-1-1. What that means, of course, is that we're not going for Banshee play. If this was a faster Starport, we were going to Banshee harass into Hellion Banshee, into a bit of a later stim timing, but this is a faster second racks into faster stim into a 5-minute and into around a 5-minute. Oh, sorry, I should say 5 minute. Into a 5:30 double medevac drop. This hits later than a regular 2-1-1 because of the faster third CC. So this is an economic variation of stim timing of double medevac drop. Lings, they will delay mining at the third base at least. Okay. Bailey Nest is on the way. Now, because we're spending so much gas on the Spire and on Mutas, that means that upgrades are delayed. So Evo Chambers, they should be late when it comes to this build, and they are late. That means that the Ling Bane is weaker than normal. The Ling Bane is going to be weaker. The Mutas have to make up for that. Marines are amassing. Here come the medevacs. Here comes the drop. Here it is at 5:30. Here comes the move out. We'll see if Rogue can force Cure back home. That's the best chance, the best case scenario. Lings, they once again hit the third base. SCVs are going down. But here comes the push. No armory, no Hellbats. But I think Rogue just dies. he might just topple over here, I'll be honest. Like, Mutas, they cannot defend against this. We do have a decent amount of Ling Bane, but Marines, they kite back. Mutas, they go for the Marines. Oh, can he kill them? Without the 5, barely, just barely holds on. But, oh god, so much damage. 15 drones go down. Rogue, he survives, but at what cost, Babby? At what cost? At the cost of a full mineral line. Ay. And the pressure's on Rogue. The pressure's on. At least he denies the third base. True. Third base is denied. Mutas, can they find any damage in the main? There's turrets. I can kill an SCV. Hey, he gets a gas geyser. More Mutas are rallying. Hellions, they go for another run by. This time there are Lings in position. Oh. Doesn't quite surround. Nice movement here by Cure. Heads back. Trades as best he can. The Mutas are finding a little bit more damage here. Again, Rogue is in a worse position. He's still behind. Rogue is still stuck on 3 bases. He's still not on full saturation. Meanwhile, Cure is getting his third up and running and has an equivalent worker count plus mules. Ideally, the Zerg player wants to be up in bases and up in workers. That is not the case currently. Up more in workers, I should say. It does light some gases. As Ling Bane is barely done in time. Rookie's holding on. Oh, cannot chase off a creep though. Cannot chase off a creep. And you can see that Rogue has very little map presence here. So again, Rogue has been behind ever since he sustained damage. He's been behind, he's staying behind, and Cure, he's going for the kill. He's rallying across. If Rogue can land some of these Bailey connections, then he can hold on, but that's going to be a big if. As Cure backs off, okay. Cure, he pulls away, he backs off. I mean, to be honest, there's no rush. Like, yeah, there's no real pressure on Cure to move out across the map. Like, Cure, he's still looking very comfortable. He's working towards 2-2. Now, what I will say is that Cure not pushing is giving Rogue some time to potentially get some damage done. Right now, there's some opportunities here for Rogue to pull off a run by, a counterattack to get into one of the bases. There's a chance. Screw's moving out, he gets spotted. Rogue, he's across the map. But the defense is back on him, a brutal. The wide shots. Oh my god. There's a line of Widow Mines, turrets, Marines. Cure turns back around. He's trying to catch those Mutas. And Cure is going to be the first to max out. And again, Rogue's army is so fragile. He's one bad fight away from losing everything. They do get into the mineral line though. Okay. Yeah, at the same time, Lings 8 bust into the third. SCVs are going to be going down. Nice damage. Yeah, nice damage so far. And Cure's pushing. Oh, god! Cure's moving out. Turns back around. 21 SCV kills. This is nice damage so far, but oh god. But the reality is the main army is still in favor of Cure. And Cure turns everything back around. He's not doing anything with the army. Okay. As Rogi gets into the natural. Picks up more SCVs, 25 SCV kills. And Rogi's almost forcing an all-in out of Cure. Cure, we have to achieve something with this army. He's been posturing in the center this entire time. He's rotating to the top side. There's a hatchery, but no drones. Now, where are we going? What's the what's the plan, Babby? What's the plan? Oof. As he turns back around. Yeah, he turns all the way back around, and with that, Rogue takes the lead. Rogue, he's able to drone up, able to have a superior economy. Now he's taking up into Hive. Now, I say he takes the lead. Technically, I do still favor Cure's army in a head-to-head fight. True. In a head-to-head fight, I do still favor Cure. But now Cure, now he's lost momentum. He's lost momentum. He's stuck at home. He took a lot of damage. So he has to defend to secure himself. And this is giving Rogue the time that he needs to get into Hive, to get into 3-3, Adrenal, and potentially even Ultra Tech. So, Rogue, he's on the way about scaling Cure. There's the Hive. The Hive has begun. So the Hive is on the way. Rogue, he still needs a little bit more time for Hive Tech. And again, Rogue, he was in a really rough position this game, but he has recovered. He did what he does best. He was just as annoying as possible. He was as annoying as possible. He eventually found the damage. And it did feel like Cure, he was lacking some confidence at times. Like, he was very tentative. He was very tentative throughout the mid game, despite having the advantage. I did say at the time, like, oh, you know, there's no pressure on Cure. It's like, it's okay. But, like, at the end of the day, he never did move out. Like, he never did push. He attempted to, but did second guess himself. Pulled away, was distracted. Marines getting caught out, medevacs as well. Oh. Hive is now complete, and we should soon be seeing those Hive upgrades. There we go, Ultra Cavern. So Ultra Cavern's on the way. Adrenal should soon begin. Roki's got the money for it. So he needs Adrenal, he needs 3-3. There it is. Bam. Adrenal has begun. So a little bit of a delay on the upgrades. I mean, I say that we're happy. We need them. Oh, Rogue, he has not got him +2 melee. Uh-oh. That's a big oversight. Yeah, that's a big oversight. No +2. At the same time, though, as one army moves out, Rogue moves out. Oh, the mine shots! Oh my god! Runs through the minefield. The mutants are going to be thrown away. As another Widowmine connects. That was 3 meters going down. Links, they do flood into the bases. Ooh, gets into the mineral. Jesus. Takes down 16 SCVs. And now finally, oh no! No control! Yeah, no control. He gets caught off guard. Thankfully, does pick up. Whew. Does pick up, does pull away, does save his army just barely in time. That was very close. We have plenty of link where that came from. Yeah, shuts down the army. Rogue, he defends. And Cure, this is it. But now there are ultras. Not the best upgraded. They're gonna be 1-2 ultras. So not the best upgrades, but I mean they'll do the job. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Remember, there are no ghosts, right? There are no ghosts. Marauders, they can hold their own. So the ultras, they rush in. They collapse in the army. They go down on the first door. So normal planetary pools. Down goes another expansion, another mineral line. Curious being cleaned up. Oh god, gee. A little bit of miscontrol towards the end. And again, Rogue, he has the money for set upgrades, but I mean, it's fine. Like, it's far enough ahead. Doesn't really matter as much. Fury does start to step in. Rogue has to be patient. He has to wait for the banelings, wait for the ultras. Another base is folding, but this is the final army here for Cure. He has no economy. This is all he has left. And Rogue now he just claps in. Oh no! Oh. The army runs into the banelings, and Cure is being completely cleaned up. And Muta's a race back home. We get some massive Thor shots. But Medivacs are being chased, and yeah, Cure is scanning. He's scanning, he sees the economy. Cure, he was ahead in this game. He was ahead. He had a very strong start. But again, he was just a little bit too passive. Didn't press the advantage. I assumed it was okay that he just go for a later timing, but no, he just... GG gets called, and Rogue, he will take a lead in the series for Team Falcons. GG. Whew, GG, well played. And again, a very impressive game here by Rogue. Rogue, he had a really rocky start. Remember, he lost 15 drones. He lost 15 workers to the first push, and the mutas didn't do any damage. It was a very, very rough start for Rogue. Things were looking dire. Cure had a lead. He had like a 30 supply lead as well. He had better upgrades. He had the better bio. But he didn't push. He postured, he saw that there was some Ling Bane, he backed off, and he never really applied any pressure after that. And as a result, Rogue, he was able to recover. He was able to eventually build up. As we mentioned at the time, I think we said this line. We were like, oh, because Cure is being passive, he's giving Rogue opportunities, and he took them. He took those opportunities, and he was able to be successful with them as well. He was able to build up, get away with Ling run-bys, Ling counterattacks, Muta harass into the main base, took over the turrets, took over the mineral line. And again, Cure, he was just a little bit too complacent, I should say, with his position. GG. GG, well played. And with that, Team Falcons, they take a lead in the series. And now we're getting ready for the 2v2. We're getting ready for the rematch. Let's go, Bobby, let's go. Getting ready for the rematch. It is going to be Rogue and Bunny once again going up against Clem and Mana. Here we go. We're back to the 2v2s. Again, Bunny and Rogue, they were able to have a very impressive showing in their initial 2v2, but now Clem and Mana, they've been able to get an idea of how their opponents play. They can adapt, and we'll see if they can bounce back. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gem Garden, we have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss here, the Polish Protoss in Mana. We have the French Sharon and Clem. We have Team Liquid. And spawning in the top right-hand corner. Top right-hand corner, we do have the South Korean Terran player in Bunny. We have the South Korean Zerg and Rogue. We have Team Falcons. Let's go. All right, let's go. As we are setting up in the low ground, looks like we're going for more economic starts from the blue team, from Team Liquid. Go. So now staying on the low ground. Now previously we did have a hyper greed out of Rogue. He went hatch pull hatch into mass gases, into droning. Rogue didn't make a single Zergling until the later stages of the game. He was hyper greedy. No, surely does the same thing twice though, right? All right, eyes are on Rogue. Here he goes. Oh, okay, double gate. Okay, 2-gate opener out of Mana. Hyper aggression out of our Protoss player. Going for a double gate opener. Meanwhile, oh, Rogue is going hatchery into spawning pool. Hyper greed once again out of Rogue. And Team Liquid, they can punish this time. We're going Rax into reactor before the CC. Hyper aggression here out of Team Liquid. And it's going to be a tough hold for Bunny because Bunny's on his own. Remember, Bunny's on his own. Insanely late spawning pool, late gases, late Ling speed. Like, it's going to be a very difficult defense here early on. Let's go. Should be Reacted Reaper. Yep, Reacted Reaper Hellion out of Clem. Meanwhile, we have Reacted, I say Reacted, we're going to be chronoing out Adepts out of Mana. So again, Hyper Aggression. Hyper Aggression. We do have Double Gateway for Mass Adept. We have Reacted Reaper. We have Hellion support behind this as well. And Bunny's going to have to defend by himself. No shot. I mean, Queens will help, I guess. There's going to be one Queen per base. But this is a nice adaptation here from Team Liquid. They were assuming that Rogue would be hyper greedy again, and he is. So they gambled. They gambled well. They did gamble well here. I mean, they also confirmed the hatchery timings of Rogue. Adepts are moving in. Rogue is droning because of course he is. He's just pure droning. He has to evacuate. Adepts have arrived. They can one-shot drones. And 1, 2, 3 drones going down. And again, Rogue at least has the one queen. And here we go. Link production has begun. But this is getting out of hand. Yeah, this is already getting out of hand here. Clem has arrived. Looking to get on top of the queen. Ooh, Reaper goes down. Yeah, Reaper does go down. More Adepts have arrived. We're just rallying across the map at this point. The Cyclone will help hold. Oh, but only for so long. As again, Clem and Mana, they're here to end the game. They're here to kill. Getting on top of one of the queens. Queen goes down. Gets one. That one Cyclone has done a lot of damage, by the way. Oh no, the Cyclone. Oh, does fall. Yeah, Cyclone gets hunted down. More drones going to be falling as well. But what I will say with these reinforcements, Team Falcons, they're holding. They're surviving. They're barely holding on. They're barely surviving. How much damage has been dealt? They've killed 4 drones so far. Is that enough? As Lings, they can't quite keep up. Mana's getting a proxy. Setting up proxy. Behind this, we do have Blink. So Blink is on the way. That's going to be 4 gate Blink. At least 4. We can go up to 6 gateways for a 2-base all-in. Likewise, Clem is going into reacted marine production, into tanks, into more Raxes. He's switching into Biotank. So he's switching things up. But again, aggression is still on the table here. For now, though, Bunny and Rogue have held. They've held on. They survived the first wave. Will they survive the second? And again, a really impressive defense, as Rogue only lost 4 drones and a couple of queens, to be fair. 2 queens that go down. But could have been so much worse. Link speed has just now begun at 5 minutes. 5-minute link speed. Let's go. Cyclone drop is moving out. Ooh, the proxy gets found. Uh-oh. Yeah, they find Mana. Cyclones, they get into the main base of Clem. Clem is otherwise distracted. As remember, they're getting ready for this all-in. SCVs are falling. Getting 3 SCV kills. 3, 4. Ooh, almost up to 5 SCVs. Clem is distracted. Mana's moving in. So is Clem. A 3rd CC out of Bunny. Very greedy. Here's a cancellation. Cancels the 3rd. Nice time, one of the Cyclones. And Clem and Mana, they might just have too much here. Yeah, you can see that Rogue still doesn't have link speed. The slow links, pappy. Yeah, we're still just too greedy here from Rogue. The army gets in. Links are being shut down. Link speed barely does finish up. But Team Liquid should still be able to punish. Yeah, tank arrives, all the links go down, they break into the mineral line. And Rogue doesn't get away with his greed. Not in the rematch. And again, Bunny couldn't do it on his own. He couldn't defend by himself back. Doesn't help that he was also getting a 3rd CC. True, that doesn't help. But again, we're tying things up. We're tying things up here. As Rogue has been broken, tank goes down. Catching up the Cyclone as well. And everything will fall. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, that was 21 drones going down. Down go the bases. We're just rallying into the other expansions. Making sure that Rogue has no economy. Headed towards the third. And Bunny's just cut off. He's just cut off from his opponent, from his teammate, I should say. Force lift. There's the scan. Just showing saturation. Just showing how saturated Mana is. I mean, again, it was a 2-base all-in. GG gets called. And Clem and Mana, they get their revenge. They win in the rematch. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here. We do continue the back and forth. We do continue here. Oh, as we are tied up 3-3. GG, well played. Again, both Bunny and Rogue, they were going for another similar style with hyper greed. This time, Clem and Mana, they were hyper aggressive, going for 2-base all-ins, going for Reactor Reaper Hellion initially. Likewise, a 2-gate opener out of Mana. They continued with that aggression with the proxy across the map. They just rallied across. They did not expand, no third bases until the very end of the game for Mana and Clem. And GG, they punished the greed of Team Falcons. They did punish that greed, and now we're getting ready for our next matchup. Oh boy, as we're getting into our Terran versus Protoss into Bunny versus Clem. Gonna be loading into Andromeda. Meanwhile, a big shout out in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Nihilistic in the chat. Thank you, Nihilistic Optimist even. But thank you so much for the gifted subs. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs as well. We do appreciate the support. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft, as we are tied up 3-3. And we're here to determine who will take a lead in this best of 9 team league match. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Andromeda, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Falcons. It is a Bunny. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the French Terran player. We have the Blue Protoss representing Team Liquid. It is a Clem. Here we go. So we are moving out. Welcome one and all to Andromeda. Andromeda is similar to Ruby Rock and similar to Tourmaline, where aggression is favored on this map. 3-base all-ins and 3-base pushes can hit very hard here on Andromeda. The third base is more exposed. You can see here a wide entrance into the third base, a very direct rush distance across the map as well. There are some side blockers that do help, but the ramps are difficult to make use of, defensively I should say, to push into an army, push into a pushing army. So we're expecting a 2-base all-in out of Bunny, I'll be honest. I'm expecting to see hyper aggression out of Bunny. We'll see if Clem can get a read on Bunny's build and can get a read on what Bunny gets up to. Let's go. As Clem is being as annoying as possible, he will lose the pro, but that was a, what, a 470-ish mineral like timing here for the CC. So late expansion at around 470 minerals. So it did delay, but did cost him the pro. If you're curious when it comes to Clem's Protoss versus Terran matchup, it's very standard, very standard. We don't often really see much deviation from the norm. So we're expecting Twilight Council into Blink, expecting 3-gate Blink into a third, is what we're expecting. Thanks to the cast and everything else you do. Appreciate it. Oh, thank you. We do what we can. Do apologize for having a bit of a leaner couple of days. We did miss our cast for the last day or so, or 2 days, just because it was our birthday. It was our birthday on the 29th. So we did decide to cut some of our casts, but now we have to catch up. Right now we have to catch up on all the casting, catch up on what we missed out on. Well, we'll get there. And it's going to be a very busy weekend as well. For those that are unaware, the SC for All tournament, the event happening in Philadelphia, is this weekend. We are going to be casting it as well. So, very busy weekend. We're going to ruin all of our sleep schedules. We're going to ruin it all. Aye. So that's will deny mining. The bunker does protect the ramp at least, but doesn't quite protect the mineral line. The Hellions have arrived. Oh. So Robo on 2 bases, very safe play here by Clem. And we'll see how many gateways he gets up to. Has it up, say, Thread and Shades. We have Hyperlight Rotors on the way from Bunny. Let's go. Going into Speed Banshees. Speed Banshees are on the way. Clem, I believe this is 2 gates. Yeah, 2-gate blink into a third. Very greedy build here by Clem. Very greedy. I'm not too fond of the idea of being greedy on Andromeda, but we'll see if we can get away with it. Likewise, we have our Speed Banshees amassing. Now, the reason why Speed Banshees have been rising in popularity as of late over the past couple of months is because it is very standard to go for a Robo on 2 bases before expanding in this matchup. Previously, that wasn't the case, but nowadays it is very normal to be safe just because of how aggressive Terrans have been this year. So as a result, detection is always available, typically. Typically it's always available, so it is more difficult to get away with Cloak Banshees nowadays. Going into speed, though, does allow you to harass and also have more micro potential as well. To pick in, to do damage, to pull away. More so than Cloak because detection is expected at this point. Oh, Reaver Scout is denied. Going into the Forge, charge, +1, gateway setup here from Clem, just going blink into charge. That does tempt to scouts. Shuts down 2 of the depths. Oh, as Banshees they get spotted. The Observer did dive into the main base, gets spotted as well, but alas does scout the Banshees. Clem knows. And Clem, you can see him intercept. Stalkers they fan out, looking for the Banshees. And Clem, he will barely spot them. It does earn them away. Nice catch from Clem. So it's away the Banshees. Explosion on the way. And Clem is going to be delaying a splash damage. So delayed Storm, delayed Colossus, going into a heavy gateway composition instead. Double Banshee does make its way back into the main. Not bad. Bunny gets in. Bunny gets into the main. 4 probes do go down. Nice damage. Nicely done so far. Oh no! Has to be careful. Does find some dead space. Does find some space in between the bases. Behind this, third TC is on the way. Bunny, he's building up into the mid game. He's not going for an all-in. Building up. As Bunny expands though, and the Observer does confirm this, we have the Prism. And Prism into the main. Observer goes down. So far we've had a relatively passive game. We've had a little bit of harassment here and there with Banshees. Prism is forced out. Well, he does take his natural. Oh, sorry, he does take his third. And I believe Clem is still yet to tech into any splash damage here. This is, I would say, a little bit of an oversight. I mean, I say oversight. He did decide to commit into a more gateway heavy style, but I assumed he wanted to be more aggressive. Yeah, here he comes. Yeah, here he comes. He's moving out. Bunny's turtling up on 3 bases. Is the SimCity going to be good enough? So here comes Clem. Banshees do distract. Here at 8 minutes, finally we have the Bay on the way, second robo as well. Clem looks like he's realized that this is not going to work anymore. It's taken too long. It's taking far too long. 6, 7 more probe kills. And the Banshees, they barely get away. And you can see, despite not having cloak, these speed Banshees have so much potential for damage if you have the control for it, if you have the micro, the APM. Bunny pops off. And back at enemy secure. And now there's going to be a big power spike for Bunny. As we mentioned before, Clem, he chose to delay his splash damage. He chose to delay his Colossus. And he chose to stick with a more gateway heavy style because he wanted to break the third. But he didn't. He wasn't able to. He lost so much to the Banshees. He was distracted by the Banshees. It took him too long. And that means that Bunny can build up into eventual move out. Into a push. He's just waiting for his ghost, waiting for his EMPs. Then he can break out across the map. Maybe it was a good beat. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That was nice. I got to sleep. That's pretty much it. I got to sleep. I had a little bit of a birthday stream. Streaming some Spider-Man 2. That's about it. As Clem is moving out. I'm not so sure he can actually break the third. Yeah, he has to calm down. Oof. EMPs do connect. Yeah, brutal EMPs. We're getting some of the ghost though. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 ghosts going down. But he kites back into the tank line. No more zealots. At the same time, really, this was a distraction. Nice run by here. 12 SCVs. 12 SCVs, and he denies +2 just barely. Oh, never mind. Jesus. The repairs. The master repair was too good, and Bunny, he will hold, he will defend, but did cost him 13 SCVs, and he will lose every single Viking. Uh-oh. The Viking gun gets reset. Colossus is going to be that much more viable. Speaking of, Colossus have arrived. Tanks are exposed. He gets 1. He gets 1, he gets 2. And Clem is pulling Bunny apart. The initial defense was nice, but alas, it was merely a distraction. Clem still got in. And Clem has map control. He's just taking every base on the map. He has full map control. He can rebuild, remax, and keep rallying. And just collapsing on the bio. Novas, they don't quite connect, but they do zone at least. They do zone away. And Clem is just nobly out of control. At this point, he has done it. He has broken Bunny. Bunny wasn't looking too bad up until that big fight, up until the run by the counter attack. CC goes down. Couple of Novas to connect, some more Novas being sent up, catching a ghost. And Clem is just instantly remaxing, rebuilding. Clem is just nobly out of control. He can just keep on pushing in, even trading inefficiently. It's fine. He can afford to do so. Yeah, and this GG gets called. GG gets called. There's nothing left for Bunny, and Clem, he will take a lead in the series for his team, 4-3. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Clem, he will take a lead here, and now the pressure's on. The pressure's on. Remember, first of five will win the entire series. Team Liquid, they are one game away from claiming the entire series. It's been very close. It's been very clutch, very back and forth, of course. We'll see if they can pull it off. As up next is the final best of one before the potential ace match, Solar versus Mana. Of course, Solar is going to be favored coming into this matchup, but never count Mana out. We have seen Mana take down players like Clem, take down players like MaxPax. Mana, especially in this matchup, can cause upsets. He's done it before, he can do it again, but he has to be on his A game. He has to bring his best to the table here. Ooh, as we load into a very small map, aggression is heavily favored. Up next, we are loading into 10,000 feet. It's going to be a tough hold. Assuming that we see aggression, do we just 12 pull Mana again? Like, if you remember, the last game he had was against Rogue, and Rogue 12 pulled him. Does Solar 12 pull as well? Do we are we feeling that spicy, Pappy? Let's go, let's go. As we're getting into game number 8. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg representing Team Falcons. The pressure's on. He has to win this game to force the ace match. It is a Solar. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents moving out across the map quite quickly. We have the Polish Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss representing Team Liquid. It is Mana. As the probe immediately gets sent out, Solar, he moves out with the drone. Let's go. Setting up for the hash block. So the worker does move out across the map. Oh, yo, we be cheeky. Now there is a mineral wall coming into the natural. Are we going for the proxy? We're going for the all-in. You know, Mana just wants to play macro. Like, Mana, he just wants to play some StarCraft, Pappy. Like, the last time Rogue just cheesed the hell out of him, and we're seeing more cheese here as well. I mean, that's ZVP. True. Is ZVP nowadays. Oh, as Mana scouts? Okay. Mana, he scouts. He finds a proxy. He knows. Now, what's scary here is that Mana knows what Solar's doing. Solar does know what that Mana knows. That Mana is aware. Mana going for a 2-gate opener. Now again, because the vision of the hatchery is so low, so reduced, Solar did not see the probe. So for all Solar knows, he's doing this hidden when we know it's anything but. So Mana, he's already starting to wall off. Like there's a wall here that you can mine through, that you can break access into the main base of Mana. Because he's scattered, he's already working on that wall, already setting up. His probe is still across the map to block the expansion. And we'll see if Solar can actually bring this all together here. We'll see if this can work. Otherwise, Mana can just win it here for his team. Solar's late game champ? Not at all. Like, Solar, at least in recent months, like this year, 2025, Solar rarely goes macro, and he often cheeses. I say often cheeses, often all-ins. Like, we see a lot of 3-base all-ins. Meanwhile, we're working through that wall. Solar, he's almost made it through. Una más. One more. Yeah, Zealot does arrive. Zealot will block. Does zone away the drones. Shield batteries. Oh, almost on the way. Bit of miscontrol there by Mana. As Lings, they soon will arrive. The wall is opening up. Stalker's in position. This is looking a little bit lackluster here for Solar, I'll be honest. So moving in. The wall is still somewhat up. More boys are being pulled. There's 2 patches left. And we're fully walling. Yeah, we fully wall off. We have the gateway, the shield battery, the pylon, and the zealot. Mana, he's secure. And Solar, I mean, what's the plan from here? He's flooding Lings. He's committing. He's going for the Ling flood. A delayed Stargate. So delayed Stargate, delayed Oracle. Drones, they failed to mine. Again, the SimCity, he is working against Solar as he's melee based with his Mass Ling. So it rotates over. Okay. Rotates to the left hand side. Working on that wall. The Cybercore is getting low. Stalker's going to be going down. Nice pickoff. Gets one Stalker. One Stalker does go down. There's no expansion, no NG overcharge. Second Stalker is going to fall as well. The Oracle's on the way. Solar, can he break through? As he will bleed out all those things. Yeah, all the things are going to be going down left-hand side. Force fields are available. Saves the shield battery. Mana's holding. He's barely trying to hold on. The Cybercore, though. There's one more force field. Nice force field. Nicely done. Saves the Cybercore. Solar, he's forced to expand. Oof. Forced to expand. Ay, ay, ay. Solar, he's droning. He doesn't believe. He doesn't believe he can pull this off. I don't believe him either. The all-in is failing. This is a rough position for Solar. I mean, he's spreading creep. He's being as annoying as possible. The Oracle moves out across the map. There is a Queen to defend and a Spore as well. Solar, he's ready. Oh god, the Oracle does take some extra damage. Get out of here. Oracle pulls away. Now, I would say that Mana would be ahead if he had an expansion. He never took the natural, is the problem here. So this is a very late natural base from Mana. So the game can stabilize. Like, we can get into a longer mid game here, and honestly, like, Solo's not that far behind. It's still a rough position for Solo, don't get me wrong, but he can freely drone up. He's freely droning up. We'll see if Mana can pull this off, though, because he does have quite an army to work with here. He's got his 2 Oracles, he has some sentries, 3rd Oracle's on the way. We'll see if Mana can break out and maybe apply pressure at the 3rd. As this hatchery will go down. There's a lot of creep to work through as well. Jesus. Asshole's been spreading a lot of creep backwards. Broodlings, they don't get a unit. Yeah, there's a lot of creep. One of the active tumors gets caught. There's still 2 active tumors on the right hand side. Mana does move out. He's getting a 4th Oracle behind. Oh, no! Lings, they get in. Lings, they sip into the main. There's a 4th Oracle on the way. Thankfully, not too many Zerglings. Only 3. Sorry, 4. 4 Zerglings get in. Nice force fields. He does catch some of the Queens. Yeah, 3 Queens getting caught. Very nice catch. And Mana, can he kill Solar here and now? Can he break through? Roach production has begun. Ooh, 1 Oracle pulls. Takes down the spine. Takes down the spine crawler. Snipes the Queen. And very nice force fields. Locks down on the Queen. Zones away the drones. They can't get away. The drones. They cannot escape. And Mana, can he end it? Can he claim the win for Team Liquid? Este Mana. Yeah, the roaches are so low. They're so low. There's no Queens. What another force field. The layered force fields. The roaches, they can't help. They do nothing badly. Yeah, another force field. So the roaches are zoned away. They're just getting picked apart. We have another force field. Don't miss it. There it is. Yeah, another force field. 14 drone kills. And Mana has done it. GG gets called. Mana, he will claim the win. And Team Liquid will take down Team Falcons 5-3. GG. Whew, GG, well played. A very nice counterattack there by Mana. If Mana was more passive, I can definitely see Solar recovering in that game. Thankfully, he moved out across the map instantly. He even left some tumors active. Like, didn't even care, didn't even matter. He just pushed across the map. Solar, he needed a couple more seconds for those roaches, and even then, as they were popping out, the force fields were key there for Mana. If it wasn't for those force fields, Solar probably holds. Solar, he will sustain some damage, but if those force fields weren't there, the drones escape. The drones escape, and the roaches reinforce the natural. Solar defends, and the game continues. But thanks to the force fields, 14 drones went down, and the roaches couldn't defend. They couldn't engage. GG. GG, well played. Whew, and with that, congratulations to Team Liquid, as they will claim the win here. A very intense back and forth, almost went all the way to the ace match, almost went the distance. Casito, papi, casito. But in the end, congratulations here to Team Liquid, as they do claim the win. Much closer series compared to the first one we had tonight, for sure. As Basilisk versus Shopify was much more one-sided, this was much more back and forth. And there was some key moments here, like I'm thinking of the 2v2 rematch, for example, where Bunny and Rogue, they went for the same style 2 games in a row. And it's like, man, you can't do that, like, especially against a player of the caliber of Clem and Mana, or players, teams of the caliber of Clem and Mana. Clem and Mana, they adapted over time against Bunny and Rogue to win in the rematch. Likewise, here we saw that Solar, he was being very cheeky, but Mana had the wherewithal to scout, to check. Why? Because he got cheesed out in the first game. After getting 12 pulled in game 1, remember, Mana went for a very early scout. He went for a very early scout here in the second game against Solar, where he was much more attentive to cheese, because I'm sure of what happened previously. Like Mana, he didn't want to go out like by just being cheesed out of the entire tournament, of the entire series. So he was a little bit more attentive. He did notice. He did shut it down. GG, well played. Aye. As we did have that intense back and forth. And again, congratulations to Team Liquid. With that, Basilisk won their first series. I can just show it off here. As you can see, Basilisk, they were much more dominant against Shopify. They won 5-1 over Shopify Rebellion. Likewise, Team Liquid just took down Team Falcons. That means in tomorrow's broadcast, or actually I think in 2 days time, Team Liquid and Basilisk, they're going to be facing off in the upper bracket finals. Now remember, this is a double elimination bracket, so Team Falcons and Shopify, they may have lost, but they're going to be knocked down and they're going to face off in the rematch. So tomorrow, sorry, I say tomorrow, later on tonight in around 6 hours. In 6 hours time, we're going to be live with that winners match and the losers match as well. We'll be there. We will be there, as these are the top 4 teams of the tournament, and we'll be featuring and showcasing those matches this evening. We'll be there. Was also amazing. European team beat a Korean team. Yeah, for the most part, sure. I mean, you know, Cure, he did help out Team Liquid. He did put that point on the board as well. So Cure, he was a part of it. Was a part of the comeback. But sure. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Again, if you want to tune in to the remainder of this tournament, you can see our schedule, bam, here before you. Okay, so we just wrapped up with our morning Friday cast. And again, I do apologize for not having a cast on Wednesday or Thursday. We were scheduled to do so, but as you mentioned, it was, you know, the day of birth for us here. On the Cranky Ducklings, so did take a day off, so we had no cast on Wednesday or Thursday morning. That's why we're a little bit behind in regards to the casting and coverage of this tournament, so we do apologize. We're like 2 days behind, but we'll catch up. We will catch up. And again, we're going to be live later on tonight at 6 p.m. KST. That's going to be in 6 hours. In 6 hours, we'll be live with some more Crank Gathers Season 2 Playoffs Day number 2. Be live later on tonight. Meanwhile, this weekend is SE for All. SE for All is going to be playing the entire weekend, 2 days of StarCraft, and we'll be there to bring it to you live as well. We're going to be covering SE for All. Again, it's going to be an intense weekend full of NA StarCraft. If you happen to be local, if you happen to be in the Americas, and do consider going to the event itself, do consider going. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. And our next broadcast should be in 6 hours. If you want to support us in another way, you can do so by following us. You can check us out on YouTube. YouTube is the place to be. ! Socials in the chat. Thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Do appreciate it. ! Socials in the chat. You'll get a link to our Discord, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Mastodon, and Blue Sky. All things Cranky Ducklings. We do upload onto YouTube on a daily basis. And if you want to support us monetarily, you can do so via Patreon. Patreon is the place to be, as our Patreon is designed to fund our tournaments on a regular basis. So you can support us on Patreon. You can follow us as well. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Otherwise, we'll see you guys later on tonight, or we'll see you tomorrow for SC for All. Because SC for All is going to be running this weekend, we'll take some days break from the Crank Gathers event, and we'll be coming back to it after SC for All concludes. And likewise, we have Tunic Up as well. True. A lot of StarCraft. It's gonna be a busy week. It's gonna be a busy week for us to catch up on. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, ciao, papi ciao. Thanks for watching. See you next time.